What's up, everybody? It's the Red Baron 59. Excuse the background noise because today I've got the whole family with me while I'm doing this. But I just wanted to go ahead and post a quick video today, just commentating on a couple of things I experienced with the new Battlefield beta, or Battlefront beta. I got the totally mixed up. But anyway, DICE, the makers of Battlefield 2, 3, basically every other Battlefield game to date, have branched out and gone in a different direction as EA got the contract to begin making Star Wars games from Disney, who now owns the Star Wars franchise. In case you weren't aware, LucasArts has nothing to do with it anymore, and in fact the LucasArts game studio does not exist anymore. So this game is made by them. Now obviously, as you can expect, it's definitely like pretty similar to the experience you have in Battlefield. Although, like, it's a much easier game overall. This was one of the easiest games for me to pick up I've ever played. I don't think I had a single game where I even went sort of negative at all. I mean, this is like the second or third match I played, and I got like a 15 kill streak, and it's just a collection of clips. You can watch the entire thing if you want to. You don't have to. But basically what I noticed in the beta is I really like the card system. I thought it was pretty cool. It kind of mediates sniping and makes it to where you're not constantly getting like sniped, which is a common complaint for Battlefield. I also like how you never necessarily run out of a grenade. It's pretty similar to the original Battlefront system in that regard. However, though, when I was playing the AT Assault game mode, I felt like it was just heavily unbalanced. There was, you know, an obvious advantage to being on the Empire side of things, and an obvious disadvantage to being on the Rebel side of things. And it was just, you know, maybe it's just something I've got to get used to, but I still feel like even once you get used to it, it's going to be a game mode that's probably not going to be that popular overall. Maybe the least popular game in the game. And I also felt like they could have had more than 2 maps and more than 2 game modes. You know, I mean, it's still a fun beta and it's a beautiful game, but they could have given you at least a little bit more of it to check out, rather than just strictly being these 2 things. But one thing I'm concerned with, and the thing I'm still concerned with as before, is that the game is going to end up feeling kind of empty. Because a lot of the things that made Battlefront 2 one of the more unique shooters ever made, and in my opinion, at least among the fans of the Star Wars franchise, probably one of the most popular games out there in the history of Star Wars and its game repertoire, was that it had everything. You had the super characters game mode, you had a very in-depth and entertaining single-player campaign, which will not be present in this game, which for me was like a big letdown, because I don't know about you guys, but personally, I really didn't start playing online shooters until like about 3 years ago now. I mean, I'd played them before. You know, I played quite a bit of Halo 1 and 2 and 3. You know, but I never had Xbox Live myself. I think I did at one point, but mostly I just like played it at a friend's house. We were really poor growing up and didn't always have access to that kind of stuff. It just wasn't the way it was. So a lot of the games I played the single player campaign. So for me, like a lot of the single player campaign was what really stuck out. And you know, I mean, when I did play Battlefront 2, one thing I really enjoyed in the online game mode is, like I said, the super characters game mode, which consisted of like Han Solo, Darth Maul, you know, Darth Vader, like Mace Windu, Yoda, all the main Jedi and Sith characters you could think of, all the main like bounty hunters and stuff, Boba Fett, Jango Fett. Everybody had their little special ability and something that made them useful on the battlefield. There was like General Grievous. Obviously, there were people that were much better than other characters, but it was overall like one of the most fun multiplayer experiences I've ever had. And to this day, I still very vividly remember how much I enjoyed, you know, running around, using all the abilities, you know, like slashing through your enemies or flying around as one of the, you know, bounty hunter characters, etc. And I just feel like that's a big mistake not to have that game mode in. Although, just like you see with a lot of games, the coolest thing that should be offered from the very get-go, I don't know what it is about it. Like for the last 2 years, you've seen, I feel like, a big drought in popularity in shooters, because the last few shooters that have come out have been kind of crap. But what they've done, which is really weird, is in the expansions that you have to pay money for, is where you get all the cool crap and the cool guns. And you know, obviously their intention is to like draw people into paying for the season pass, but I feel like they're just failing to realize that's the reason why people aren't buying the season pass, why pre-order numbers are down for a lot of franchises. You cannot release a game with all the cool shit locked behind an extra $60 door. You know, I mean, or 45, 40, whatever it happens to be. But when you know, like games like The Witcher have it right, where if you know, buy the game, like they're giving away a lot of free DLC to begin with, and then later down the road, if you like the game as much as they would hope that you like it, then you pay for the season pass, like saying for Skyrim. Single player games have always had that right. Put a lot of content in there, make it really fun, and then people will buy the season pass because they enjoyed your game so much, they enjoyed trophy hunting so much, that they're going to want to play some more of the game. They don't want it to necessarily end. While on the other hand, these last few years in shooters, it's just like a trend that you see where all the DLC maps are really fun. They release really interesting DLC game modes, sometimes for free. Battlefield 4, DICE has always been known for, like, after their life cycle or even during their life cycle of content, releasing additional free content. And, you know, Destiny has the same thing going on. But, like, if Destiny had released, for instance, with all the stuff from The Taken King as the year one and then built upon that, instead of whatever situation that we still don't understand, like, all those games could have stood to benefit a lot from that. You know, Destiny obviously still the most popular game, but I guarantee if it had released with all the Taken King's content from day one, it would be an even more popular game. And imagine, you know, again, like, if this game released with a really cool, you know, single-player campaign, and it's not like they don't already have the material for it. That's probably the thing that's the most annoying, is basically this is a reskin Battlefield. I mean, they're still using their same engine. You know, they've tweaked a little bit of things, but as far as the single-player goes, I mean, obviously all they're going to need to do is pull the interesting moments from, you know, the movies themselves, because obviously they were going for an authentic movie feel game, and they wanted to, you know, create that situation. And yeah, they have the missions, but the missions are not the same thing as allowing you to start to finish play through the films like they did in Battlefront 2. And I don't see any reason why people wouldn't enjoy that. The missions could have been a nice addition to a really fun multiplayer campaign. And I don't know. I mean, I think you'll see with Black Ops 3 that they're kind of pushing that, creating a really cool start experience. Treyarch has always done that, and they encourage people to buy DLC to continue to play the game over the long term because of a very interesting and fun original multiplayer experience from the get-go of the game. But this game, I don't know. I mean, it was a really fun beta, and I don't want to give it a bad rep at all. But it felt like they didn't really show you a lot of the other stuff. And normally in my mind, when they don't want to show you a lot of the other stuff, it's because the other shit is really weak or much weaker. So they want to show you what they feel is the best they've got, and they don't want you to get a negative opinion. But at the same time, like, only 2 maps, how close can they possibly be to getting this game done if all they got to show us is 2 maps? I mean, even Treyarch had, like, what, 4 they showed us by the end of Black Ops 3? But anyway, guys, that basically concludes my little rant on, you know, TLC kind of locking the more interesting game modes and in the end killing a game, which I felt was a problem with Hardline too. Actually, I guess it doesn't. Hardline, if you have bought Battlefield Hardline, which if you're a big Battlefield fan, and you probably are a Battlefield fan if you're playing Battlefront, and I'm sure that you're a Star Wars fan as well, but Battlefield Hardline, you already know the game died out really, really, really quickly. And they released some really interesting, fun, and free DLC, and really fun and interesting DLC overall. But it came out with 7 game modes. Most of them were very blah and vanilla. I mean, it is a death sentence for a game to release with these really crappy, you know, game modes and lack of variety in play. Like, especially a multiplayer game that they're trying to incentivize like several hours of playtime at a go. You're going to very quickly get bored and burned out of any game that just doesn't have a lot of content as far as replay value. And, you know, they don't really give you a lot of guns, a lot of maps, easily accessible equipment, etc., then people are just going to quit playing it. And I really am concerned that perhaps this game might go the same route. You know, like being able to pick up Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader as a pickup is one thing, and that's cool that that's an option, but to have to try to compete to be able to play those characters instead of, you know, maybe like some way to charge up and guarantee yourself the opportunity to play at least once throughout each match as a super character, or at least having a super character game mode to where if any one of us want to like get on there, go ham, have a great time, force push people, slam guys, choke them, throw my lightsaber at them, shoot my blaster, throw my thermal detonator, fly around with my jetpack just like we did in the old Battlefront games. That should be an option. There's no reason that in today's modern world with games costing just about as much to make if not even really a little less once you consider the dramatically increased profit margins of a lot of modern games, that I would get a less content filled new version of an old game, which is really all this is a rip and reskin of the previous two Battlefront games. Which, that's not a problem. Like, who doesn't enjoy an updated 10-year newer, more beautiful version of a game that plays more smoothly? Nobody's gonna be like, screw that. You know, Star Wars has had a lot of longevity to begin with, but in the end, you know, it's just like, I don't know why you would want to close out all those options for people to have a lot of fun to play, especially if, as I predicted with many other games, they're going to turn around and release that crap as stuff you got to pay for. So just keep that in mind, guys. You know, it's I mean, one of the reasons why that stuff continues to happen, honestly, is the pre-order market. They believe that they can get away with making this much money now and screw everybody in the future. But this concludes my commentary. I'm just curious what everybody else felt about the Battlefield, or Battlefront. Sorry. You know, Star Wars Battlefront beta. Did you get the opportunity to play it? What did you think about it? I felt it was really easy, really fun, and easy to pick up. But again, it seems like it could be one of those games that you could get bored of really quickly. And I hope you guys have a great day. It's Red Baron 59 signing off, and 2 weeks down till the Black Ops 3 game releases. And
another pod has hit the deck.
I don't even know how we're gonna get to this pod. I don't think he is. Where's this escape pod? God damn it. And we're spawning way the fuck over here. There's no way we're gonna get back to that pod in time. Oh, it's definitely fun. I'm just like still trying to figure it out. I don't even have anything unlocked for real. Yeah, I have the sniper already. I noticed that's like a pretty essential thing from the YouTube videos I was watching. Although, I'm a terrible sniper. Damn! That pistol is crazy. That guy destroyed me.
Let that escape pod fall into Imperial hands. We have the location of another pod.
Ah!